Everything you have been told about making money is a lie designed to keep you broke and working until you are 70. You are currently participating in a rigged game where the rules were written by people who want your paycheck to stay in their pockets. Most people spend their entire lives chasing a number in a bank account while ignoring the one thing that actually builds a fortune. If you don't change your strategy in the next 5 minutes, you might end up like the guy who earns 6 figures but has zero net worth. Building wealth is not about how much you earn, and it is certainly not about how hard you work. Think about a man named Ronald Reed, a simple gas station attendant and janitor who lived in a small house in Vermont. When Ronald died in 2014, the world was shocked to find out he had over $8 million sitting in his investment accounts. He didn't win the lottery, he didn't inherit a penny, and he definitely didn't have a high-paying corporate job. Compare him to Richard Fiscone, a Harvard-educated executive at Merrill Lynch who was once featured in successful business magazines. While Ronald the janitor was quietly building millions, Richard the executive was filing for bankruptcy and losing his massive mansion to foreclosure. The janitor had patience, but the executive had an ego that was bigger than his actual bank account. This story proves that wealth is a soft skill, not a hard science, and anyone can master it if they know the hidden levers. If you think you need a high IQ or a fancy degree to get rich, you are already falling for the first big trap. The real secret starts with understanding the difference between being rich and being truly wealthy. Being rich is about how much money you show the world, but being wealthy is about the money you never see. Rich people buy expensive German cars on credit, while wealthy people buy assets that pay for those cars 3 times over. The most dangerous thing you can do right now is increase your lifestyle every time you get a small raise at work. This is called lifestyle creep, and it is the silent killer of dreams for millions of middle-class families every single year. Imagine you are standing at the bottom of a massive mountain, and the only way up is a narrow path made of discipline. Every time you buy something to impress people you don't even like, you are putting a heavy rock in your backpack. Eventually, the weight becomes so much that you can no longer move forward no matter how much money you earn. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get lucky with money while you feel like you are running on a treadmill? It is because they have stopped trading their limited time for dollars and started using their dollars to buy more time. Wealthy people understand that time is the only truly finite resource, and money is simply a tool to control it. But here is the shocking part that most financial gurus will never tell you. Because it sounds too boring to sell, the most powerful force in the universe is not a high-interest stock or a crypto moonshot, but the simple magic of time. If you invested $1 every day starting at age 20, you would have more money than someone starting at 40 with 10 times that amount. The math is undeniable, yet our brains are wired to want instant results and quick wins that usually lead to total disaster. We are programmed to seek dopamine hits from new clothes and gadgets instead of the long-term peace of financial freedom. You need to realize that every dollar you spend today is not just a dollar, it is a seed that could have grown into a forest. When you spend $1,000 on a new phone, you aren't just losing that cash, you are losing the future wealth it could have earned. Over 30 years, that $1,000 could have turned into $15,000 without you ever lifting a single finger. This is the psychological barrier that keeps the poor poor and makes the middle class stay stuck in the rat race forever. But wait, there is a specific moment in your journey where everything starts to change, and it happens when you least expect it. It is the moment when your money starts earning more in a single day than you earn from your actual job. This is the tipping point of freedom, and most people quit just a few inches before they finally reach this golden threshold. They see their accounts growing slowly and decide to cash out to buy a vacation or a new truck that loses value instantly. They don't realize that wealth is like a snowball that starts small and barely moves, but eventually becomes an unstoppable force of nature. To reach that point, you have to be willing to look unsuccessful to the outside world for a very long period of time. You have to be okay with driving the older car while your neighbors are showing off their shiny new leases. The secret to winning is staying in the game long enough for the math to start working in your favor instead of against you. If you can master your own emotions, you have already won 80% of the battle against poverty. The remaining 20% is just about putting your capital into boring things that grow steadily year after year. Stop looking for the next big thing or the secret stock tip that your uncle told you about at the dinner table. Wealth is built in the shadows, through quiet consistency and a total lack of interest in what other people think of you. Ask yourself right now if the things you are buying are making you happy, or if they're just masking your fear of being average. The reality is that being average is okay if it means you are financially free and don't have to answer to a boss. There is no amount of luxury that feels as good as waking up on a Monday morning and realizing you don't have to go anywhere. This is the ultimate prize, and it is available to anyone who is willing to stop being a consumer and start being an owner. Owning a piece of the world's best companies is far better than owning a closet full of clothes that will be out of style next year. The path to wealth is not a sprint, and it is not even a marathon. It is a long-term commitment to your future self. You are either building your own dream or you are being paid a small fee to build someone else's dream for them. The choice you make today with your next paycheck will determine where you stand 10 years from this very moment. You can choose the temporary comfort of a purchase or the permanent security of a growing investment portfolio. Most people will choose the comfort, which is why most people will never experience the true power of being wealthy. But since you are still here, it means you are ready to take the path that is less traveled and far more rewarding. Stop listening to the noise of the news and the flashy influencers who are just renting their lifestyle to sell you a dream. Focus on the simple habits that lead to massive results over a long enough time horizon. The world wants you to stay broke because broke people are easier to control and keep in the system of debt. Break the cycle by deciding that your money belongs to your future, not to the corporations that market to you every day. You have the power to change your family tree starting right now with the very next dollar that enters your hand. Subscribe to Acknowledge Wealth for more wealth psychology and success strategies.